Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll. We're heading out to La Canada Flintridge for your October real estate update. Happy Halloween month to everybody out there. La Canada, maybe my favorite neighborhood on the east side, the most expensive neighborhood on the east side as well, but it is warranted. Probably the best spot for schools. It is safe, good neighborhoods, and it's actually kind of accessible for where it's located up off the north side of downtown because it's right at the edge of the 2 freeway, kind of where it splits into the 210 east and west. So you can kind of get back to everything and still have kind of this secluded suburban life living up there. We're going to break down everything you need to know if you're somebody who's looking to get out into the neighborhood and purchase a home, or if you're possibly a homeowner out there right now. There's some things that are jumping off the board when it comes to La Cañada. We're going to break all that stuff down. Let's go. What La Cañada Flintridge is battling with most is the high ticket cost to get into the neighborhood. There's just not the buyer demand in a normal real estate market. And frankly, when you look at the numbers in La Cañada, there's just not a lot of people who can afford an 8% interest rate and finance a house in these neighborhoods. And we're seeing that reflective in the numbers. Currently, we got 24 homes available for sale out in the neighborhood, which isn't terrible based off the last few months. 8 of those homes have seen price drops. So 33% and probably more coming. The low end right now to get in the neighborhood is $800,000. If you were following along in last month's update, the low end to get in the neighborhood was 1.425. We're going to touch on that home, but now we got one available for $800K. We're going to talk about that home in the final segment of homes that have caught my eye. Top end, we still have that house over there on Chula listed for $8.999. I'll talk briefly about that in the last segment as well. Our average price for homes that are available for sale, $4.654, $166. So we're continually sitting in that $4.5 million range, and that's where it makes things very tough. Basically, La Cañada is in a position where it's really going to only be attracting cash buyers because, like I mentioned, 7.5%, 8% interest rates to finance a home, that's $4 million plus on average, is going to be very tough for a lot of people. Average days in the market, this is just an astonishing number that we're seeing with La Cañada. We're at 92 right now for the homes. We've seen this. We were at 103 2 months ago, 82 last month. Thought maybe we were coming back down. Now we jump back up to 92, but that's 3 months. If you want to sell your home, there's no homeowner in the world who's like, all right, let's put my home on the market and has an intention of sitting for 3 months and not being able to move forward their life and move on from the home. So a lot of that is just driven. If you look at other neighborhoods like Glendale specifically, we're seeing the home sale average price being $700,000 below the average list price because there's just not people who can afford the homes in this ticket level, and all of the homes essentially in La Cañada fall into that realm, and that's why we're seeing the high days on market. We already have seen 33% of the homes on the market drop their price, probably more coming if these people want to move off of their position. We look into October of 2022, there was 13 homes sold at 100% clip, meaning it was sold right at the list price on average. Probably not going to get back there, right? These homes are just not selling in this market in 2022. We had a little bit of relief when it came to the rates, but we're going to go ahead and check in last month, see exactly what happened in the market so we can get some relevancy to things that are going on. Peeking into last month. Last month's always, obviously when you look at a real estate market, you want to have a perspective as far as trends, graphs, where's the market kind of going? Obviously in a long-term graph, homes appreciate pretty consistently. If you look over 50 years, even throwing in 2008, we've seen growth over time. So if you're a long-term investor, if you're somebody who's going to stay in this home for a while, you can afford your monthly payment securely. It's not something I would shy away from. But obviously treading lightly right now is something that's important. You need to make good financial investments. We did have 13 sales go through last month at 103% clip, so 3% over the list price. So the homes that are coming about are starting to get a little bit of offers above that list price. I think what it kind of comes down to is when you live up in La Cañada, you're not going to settle There's value in those homes. Like I said, one of the best school districts, if not the best school district on the east side. So you get, a number in your head as far as what your home is valued at, and you're not pushing to get out of the neighborhood for some of the other situations you might deal with if you're in maybe like a Cypress Park, El Sereno, things like that. Low end, we had a home sell for $900K. That was a project home, sold right at the list price. That thing was kind of pending through escrow for a couple of months. That's why it didn't come up on our radar last month. Top end, we did have a sale for $4,270,000, sold for $170K over the list price. So it was listed for 4.1. It sold for 4.270. And then we look at the average. Average home sale last month was 2.469, 893. We've seen the averages, if you're following along with these monthly updates, every single month we're sitting in the $2 million range. This is what's jumping off the board to me, right? Because the average price of the homes available for sale is 4.654, right? And our highest sale last month was 4.270. So it's those high ticket homes that are just not getting the attraction right now. They're just not getting the offers. It makes total sense. Like I said, if we've walked through what's happening in the real estate industry, the home prices have not dropped. They got huge gains in 2021. We've seen huge appreciation with the low interest rates of the past years, but now we're at high rates. Prices don't drop because inventory is not coming down. So it's just kind of a whirlwind of things happening, and we're not getting those offers in the high ticket prices. 33% of homes in the past couple months have seen cash offers purchase the home. So that's kind of probably where you're looking to make those sales in La Cañada. Days in the market for those home sales is 43. That's pretty high. Typical East Side neighborhood, you'll see that number between 15 to 35. So 43 is a little high on that. A couple people, probably finally unloaded for under the list price. We take a quick peek into September 2022. 14 homes sold, 101% clip, so 1% over the list price on average. So only a 7% decline year over year. Not high volume, so I'm not too worried about that number. A lot of East Side neighborhoods, we're seeing 30% plus from a year over year perspective. So we'll kind of keep our eye on that. But with the days on market, the average home price, the high ticket items in this neighborhood, we might see more price drops coming. But let's go see if we can find some value in the neighborhood with homes that have caught my eye. Homes that have caught my eye. So here's what we do in this segment. We're going to break down the entry-level position. What's the basement look like to get into the neighborhood? We're going to talk about PK's top pick in past years. That portion of the video might have been a home that I loved, neighborhood, amenities, pool, something about the home that was attractive to me. Now it's mostly just a value play because people buying homes with 7.5%, 8% interest rate need to find a home that has great potential to continue to appreciate and cannot have the risks involved with the financial downscope on that. So that's where PK's top pick is going to fall in. And then we'll look at what the rooftop looks like, the ceiling, and that's the top end home on the market. So let's start with the entry level. I do want to mention last month's entry level, like I said earlier, was 1.425. That's the 4603 Ocean View Boulevard. They've actually gone ahead and done a second price drop on that home. So when we looked at it last month, it was at 1.499. Then it went to 1.425. Now it's down to 1.395. So they're rolling back. Go back to the September real estate update for La Cañada and take a look at that home because, obviously with a second price drop, this home seller is ready to move on. So might be some opportunity there to come in, get something right at the list price, somebody who's ready to move on from the home. But we got a new bottom dog in the neighborhood. Chance to get into La Cañada for less than $1 million, which is not typical. It's 5114 Angels Crest Highway, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1698 square feet, listed as I mentioned for $800,000. This is a full construction, as you might assume. We don't see homes for less than 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 million in La Cañada, any part of La Cañada. So to get it at $800K, it is a full construction, as you can see. There is an auction for this house on October 18th. Auction does not guarantee that it'll go through. Obviously, the financing has to go through beyond that. So we'll keep our eye on it. If you're watching this video late, this home's probably already through the auction. But $471 per square foot. Love that number. The lot's decent, 6206. There are some plans, some city plans that they didn't finish developing. that we're supposed to put 2,000 extra square feet on the home, get it up to about 3,700 on the square footage side. There is a back garage with a 218,800, so possible ADU opportunities there as well. If we do a great job, full upgrade, top end comps for this home is probably around 2 million. So I think there's some real opportunities if you can come in and you're experienced with kind of doing new construction, full construction flips on homes. I wouldn't be doing that if you're financing and you're doing it for the first time in any regards right now, but opportunities otherwise. We'll see how the auction goes. I'll keep you updated with next month's updates. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay in tune with everything. Let's jump to PK's top pick, 742 Greenbridge Drive. To be honest, there's not a lot of, I look at the numbers. I want the numbers to tell me where the value lies, whether that's comps, square footage, any of those kind of stuff. There's not a lot of super attractive stuff when we get to this super high end, but this is a 5-bedroom, 7-bath. It's 7475 square feet. It's listed for $4.995, so just under $5 million, $668 per square foot, which is a great number. When you get into high ticket prices, especially homes who are very nice, typically you're going to see that number jump to $1,000 per square foot. So I'm great with the 668. Huge lot here, 17,886. It sits right by La Cañada Cruncher Cup. It's actually right off the second green if you've ever had an opportunity to play that beautiful golf course up there. But it sits off North Angeles Highway. As you get into La Cañada, there's the North Angeles Highway, one of the best painted streets in the game. One caveat to be careful of is you get wildlife up there. So not only the deers, but there's snakes and there's bears. Legit, there's bears, and not something that would deter me. You got a fence around the house, but it just is what it is, and I'm throwing it out there. House got a beautiful pool, beautiful jacuzzi, one of the best neighborhoods. Probably should have staged the house so the pictures look a little bit more attractive. If you're going to sell the house for $5 million, you should have the funds to stage the home. But love this home, love the neighborhood, love the square footage number, love the lot size. I think this is a great opportunity if you're somebody who's in the kind of cash market around $5 million, and I think there's some opportunities here. Let's jump over. Let's finish things off with the top dog. Couple things to mention right off the jump. Last month we did 501 Highland. That home has been canceled, which is pretty shocking. High-end ticket price, just not getting the bids. Same old story we've been talking about continuing this month. If we look back to August, that's actually the top dog. That's the $8.999 million home. That's 4245 Chula. That was the one that has a super high number on the square footage. It's been like 130 days plus days on market at this point. I think when we look at this home, they haven't done the price drops. There's no real motion. There's no real action from a marketing perspective. It could be a bad agent, but generally what that means is they just know, when you're trying to get $9 million for a home, you're just talking about a different level of individuals, a different level of buyers. And if the agent correctly prepared them, which I assume they did, this is the Douglas Elliman, and they are fantastic. They do a ton of high-end homes throughout the East Side. They probably prepared these buyers that there could be, you got to wait for that one person who's the right fit for it. But we're going to go to 535 Meadow Grove Street. 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, 8,007 square feet, $998 per square foot. Like I said, we usually get to $1,000 when we get to these high ticket prices. $89,789 on the lot. So it's a monstrous lot. It's got a tennis court. It is secluded. This is just a gorgeous spot out in La Cañada. This is Douglas Elliman as well. Another hot ticket priced item out here as well. So we'll see where this one moves, the Meadow Grove position. These high-end homes are getting hundreds of days over on the market. So something's got to give out in La Cañada. More price drops, some homes getting withdrawn. We'll see how it goes. But they're basically in a position where they're only going to be attracting cash buyers for the most part. I don't know if La Cañada is really, a neighborhood that many people are aware of. Beverly Hills, Brentwood, even Larchmont, some of the more expensive Glendale neighborhoods. They're kind of more well known. Where La Cañada might be something that's a little bit more surprising. People might be discouraged a little bit because of where it is geographically, and thinking it's it's not that much farther from downtown than Pasadena. It actually might be closer because you come straight down the two, and jump onto some other opportunities come through on Alvarado, 134, 110. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated next month on these top dogs, and we'll see if we get any movement. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value, and we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind.
Yeah.